You don't want Carney's 500,000 homes. You want real affordability. Canada's housing crisis is crushing families. Toronto condo sales are down 75%. Vancouver, 37%. Towers sit empty, and Mark Carney thinks he'll fix it with 500,000 homes a year. Folks, that's a Liberal fairy tale that'll cost you big. Hey, it's Glenn Zacher with It's Your Money. Let's break down that story. Toronto has 20,000 unsold condos. Vancouver, over 2,000. Inventories at a 58-month high in Toronto, highest in decades. Prices are down 13% in Toronto, 2.7% in Vancouver. And investors are losing 6% on pre-construction units, with carrying costs up to 24%. High interest rates and tariff fears are tanking demand. CMHC warns this kills new construction, worsening our 3.5 million home shortage by 2030. How bad is it? Listen to this.
Let's look at housing right now. This one hits even harder. According to the CMHC and RBC, as of 2025, the average Canadian household needs 63% of its income just to cover housing costs. That's not rent, utilities, groceries, and a car. That's just shelter. And in cities like Toronto or Vancouver, that number shoots past 80%. People are spending more than they earn just to stay housed. This isn't fringe. This is middle class collapse in real time. And it's not just happening in big cities anymore. Communities in Alberta, in the Maritimes, and rural Ontario are all reporting spikes in housing stress.
80% of income just for housing in Toronto. That's a middle class nightmare. Carney's GST cut on $1 million condos won't help families drowning in costs. Conservatives say his 500,000 home plan is a fantasy that ignores real affordability. Let's dig into another flaw. Carney's promising 500,000 homes a year with his Build Canada Homes scheme. Conservatives say it's pure fantasy. Developer Ellery Bruder puts it bluntly. No timeline works without infrastructure. We're short on tradespeople. Only 245,000 housing starts last year, down 4% in February 2025. Carney's $25 billion prefab plan. Good luck. No factories, no workers. And his GST cut for $1 million homes? It won't move Toronto's 20,000 unsold condos when buyers can't afford them. Even worse, Carney's pushing rentals over ownership. Check this out.
Condos in an absolute freefall, down 43% year over year. You can't build the dream of homeownership when you're only building rentals. We're not building homes for families to build their equity and nest egg for future retirement. We're building shoeboxes for renters because that's where the government money is. Subsidized construction loans. Fewer approvals needed. No wonder investors are racing to flood the rental market. But home ownership, actual affordable housing that builds equity for Canadian families, dead in the water.
Shoeboxes for renters? That's Carney's big plan, pumping out rentals while families are priced out of homes. Conservatives call it a total disconnect. Carney's Build Canada Home scheme ignores the dream of home ownership, leaving Toronto's 20,000 unsold condos to gather dust. And it's not just about supply. Carney's acting like demand isn't exploding. Here's why that's a disaster.
Why did the Liberals bring 500,000 foreign students during a massive housing shortage and while youth in Canada can't find jobs?
The Honourable Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship.
Those figures are inaccurate. It's misinformation.
The Honourable Member for Calgary Nose Hill.
So I got those numbers from the minister's website. I went on the website and I read them. If her department's numbers aren't the real numbers, what are the real numbers?
Let me give the opposite member a lesson on immigration and on numbers and on on permits and visas.
500,000 foreign students during a housing crisis? Carney's plan completely ignores this demand surge, and Conservatives are livid. Bringing in record numbers without enough homes or jobs is a recipe for chaos. It's packing more people into a market that's already collapsing under pressure. And Carney's team can't even get their story straight on fixing it. Take a look.
I thought we were past this as a country. I really honestly did. Now the new Minister of Housing in Canada, the former mayor of Vancouver, is denying that house prices need to go down.
Do you think home prices need to go down? No, I think that we need to deliver more supply, make sure the market is stable. It's a huge part of our economy. We need to be delivering more affordable housing.
That was fast, but he said no to prices going down. We need to make sure the market is stable. He took to Twitter to clarify, but his position is contradictory. Of course housing should be more affordable, but we don't want to reduce the price of a family's current home, which for most Canadians is their most valuable asset. When questioned on how you make homes more affordable without reducing the price of current homes, he said build affordable homes at scale.
How do you increase supply and make housing more affordable without ruining the retirement plans of people who have homes that they want to eventually cash out on? How do you thread that needle as minister?
We're looking at several different aspects of the housing market. Market housing obviously is driven by market prices, and people that own housing or own buildings, they're riding on that market price. We have to make sure that we are building below market housing at a scale that makes sure we don't have people sleeping in the streets, that our young people can access the housing market.
Stable prices, but no affordability. Carney's housing minister can't even make sense of their own plan. Conservatives say this flip-flopping proves the Liberals are clueless. Carney's 500,000 home promise is a mirage. Big talk, no results. Canadians need real solutions, not more confusion. Axe GST on all homes, saving $65,000, not just Carney's $1 million limit. Sell 6,000 federal buildings for housing land. Fund 350,000 trade school spots to fix labor shortages. Rein in immigration to match supply. Poilievre says cut red tape, not the Canadian dream of home ownership. That'll get shovels in Toronto and Vancouver, not more Liberal promises. That's how you build homes, not headlines. Share your housing story below. Hit like and subscribe to It's Your Money for the truth on your wallet. Tell Ottawa, stop dreaming, start building, because it's your money. I'm Glenn Zacher. See you next time.